Hey everyone, Adam from Adam Fiasco Productions here. I hope you're doing really well and having a great day. Today I'm mixing a country rock song and I want to share a quick mix tip with you. Now before we start, I want to make it really clear that in music, production, mixing, there are no rules and there are no absolutes. However, I'm going to share with you something that I almost never do, and I'm going to tell you the reason for that. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that you should never do. I'm not saying that this is a rule. I'm just explaining to you why it's something that I just personally don't do an awful lot in my productions and mixes. But hey, who knows? Maybe in the future it will work. But anyway, let's dive in and see what's going on. Okay, so this mix tip is all about bass guitar. And that thing that I've just been talking about that I pretty much never ever do is I will never boost the low end on a bass guitar. Okay, now the reason for that is because bass guitar has all of its fundamental frequencies in the low register. Okay, now if you boost, for example, 100 hertz on the bass, you decide it's lacking a bit of low end, it needs some extra thickness down there, and you decide to go in and you boost 100 hertz. Well, the fundamental frequency of G on a bass guitar, the low G, is 98 hertz. Now what that means is anytime that the bass plays a G or a note around that, if you have boosted it with an EQ, it's going to stick out and it's going to result in a really uneven sound. So the way to get around that is, rather than adding EQ, is to add saturation. So as you can see, this is the chain that I've got for the bass guitar. The first thing it's going through is this virtual channel, which emulates a console. And this is going to add some saturation, which is going to fill out the low end quite nicely. I've then got an EQ, but as you notice, I'm boosting nothing in the lows. All I'm doing is adding some mids, some 1.6K and some 3.2K. It's then going into this unit here. This is called Revival by Slate Digital, and it's a harmonic enhancer. So it adds upper harmonics and lower harmonics. This is not EQ, this is saturation, and I'm adding just a touch of lower harmonics. It's then going into a compressor. This is the distressor, to add some compression. Now at that point, I decided I still wanted an extra little bit of thickness, an extra element of kind of roundness to that bass guitar. So I put it through this EQ here. As you can see, there's two of them, and I'm going into the top one. This is a Pultec. It's the one by Warm Audio. And again, it's an EQ, but it's a tube EQ, but it's not actually applying any EQ. So as you can see, we've got the low frequency set to 60, but there is zero boost applied, zero cut. And again, I'm not even adding anything in the upper register either. All I'm doing is driving the bass guitar signal into that EQ, because it is going to add some really, really nice tube saturation, which is going to fill out that low end. And that's it. That's the quick mix tip that I wanted to share with you. Again, just a quick disclaimer, I am not saying that this is a rule. I'm just saying it's something that works really, really well for me. Okay, not boosting low frequencies on bass guitar, because it helps me get a much more even bass sound and a more stronger foundation in the mix. And if a really deep bass guitar sound is what you want, then you're much better trying to get it at source. With your choice of bass, your choice of amp and stuff like that. But inevitably, there's always extra things you might want to do in the mix, and that's how I've chose to do it. So I hope that's been useful. Hope you've found something that you can take away from that. I'll see you soon.